everyone. Your designers are here. I'm Anita at Cedar Hill Farmhouse.
And I'm Yvonne at Stone Gable.
And I'm Kelly at My Soulful Home.
We've got tips and tricks and decorating advice for you today. So let's get started.
Today, we have episode 263, Decorating for Wellness. And this is a really important topic to me, and I think it's really at the heart of why I care so much about decorating and designing my home. And you're going to be able to find the show notes for today's episode at decoratingtipsandtricks.com/263. So we all feel, and I venture to say everyone who's listening to our podcast feels the same way. Your home is your sanctuary, and it's really important to create a home that supports and doesn't hinder your wellness, your sense of self, and your comfort. And that's for you and your family or extended family or friends, whoever is living with you in your home. Creating a beautiful home and designing a beautiful home through the structure of it and the decor of it really can be, and this might sound a little extreme, but I think it's true, life-changing. I know myself that walking into my house when it is my sanctuary from the world. I feel like so calm when I come in here. Sure, there might be backpacks at the door and whatnot, but that's all stuff you could just pick up. This is a place of beauty, but not only beauty, a place that really nurtures my spirit. And I think that Anita and Yvonne feel the same way about their homes, and I bet so many of you do. And so today we're going to talk about why it's so important and how having a lovely home can really support your wellness. And also, if anybody is on the path to having a home like that, we're here to help you get there.
Well, and I used to think, because I had a friend who I just adored, but she was very, very messy. I mean, this is when we were in high school and college. So she didn't have a house then, but I, at some point, was just told myself, I was just trying to just kind of, accept her where she was. So I just thought, well, I just told myself, well, I guess she just likes kind of being messy. And that's what I thought. But then later on, I came to realize she didn't like it either. She just didn't know how to straighten things up. But I don't think anybody likes a messy house. I don't think anybody enjoys it. In fact, I think it causes stress for people. I think the difference is some people don't know, they get stuck and they don't know how to get unstuck with the mess. But I just can't imagine that anyone prefers it. And it does cause your cortisol levels to go up. So, I mean, that's another reason that it really is important. If you can come home and feel relaxed, your health is going to be better.
Yeah. And the first thing you think about is tidiness and clutter and taking care in those regards and keeping a clean home and not having piles of junk everywhere. But, it really goes into every aspect of your wellness. If you have a well-organized, it doesn't have to be, a stunning, 2018, of the moment kitchen that you see on Pinterest. But if you have a well-organized, well-stocked kitchen that functions well, you're going to end up eating better because you're going to be able to put your hands on the right things at the right time. And, you're just going to be able to enjoy food more. And that's going to be better for you. If you have a bedroom that's outfitted with breathable, natural, organic sheets and fabrics, you're going to sleep better. All of these things are going to add up to making you feel better and promote your wellness and your happiness in your house.
Okay, so here's one thing. Unless you're really on a tight budget, temporary furniture, it's unless you're young, or if you're on a tight budget, try to move that on out of the house. Maybe you bought it when you were younger and you thought, hey, this is inexpensive. But then, at some point, then you replaced it, but you kept that, but just put it, you kept both things and now the room's kind of overcrowded. So maybe kind of think about if there's some furniture that really you've outgrown. Maybe it's time to move that on to somebody else.
Yeah, I think that there is an aspect about investing in your home. And sometimes people just are looking for the bargain or something like that. But if you're investing in your home, think about it, you're really investing in you and your family. I mean, there are going to be times when you're in between houses or you're in rental or you just can't afford it or, your kids are going to color on it or something like that. Then fine, get what you need for that period of time.
Oh, right.
But for the long haul, if you invest in a really great sofa, if you invest in rugs that don't smell funny when they come in the door, all of that is going to be better for you in the long run.
How about light bulbs? People don't realize that some light bulbs, for example, a lot of the fluorescent ones can really give you a headache. And just think about how when you walk into an office, it just doesn't feel very friendly and you feel kind of like, there's just something I can't wait to get out of here. I mean, part of it may just be that it's the doctor's office, but part of it may be the lighting. Think about that, because now most of us did not have fluorescent lighting in our homes 10 years ago. But now so much of the incandescent light bulbs have been replaced with compact fluorescent bulbs. And they really are, I just feel like the scourge of,
well, you know me. I'm sending everyone to the black market for the pink light bulbs.
I despise those bulbs, and I think they give a lot of people headaches. They make everything look green. Nobody looks good in that fluorescent light. So, there are a lot. So think about if you kind of don't feel good when the lights are on, it might be that they're causing a headache for you. So, look at some other options. You can get still the incandescent bulbs in the lower wattages. And I know that maybe the halogen might work better for you. So just look into that.
Yeah, I love that tip. That's a great one. Lighting is, to me, so important and really can change the way you feel about a room. Certainly the way I feel about myself when I look in the mirror. Yeah. So there are different kinds of clutter too. You mean just saying, clutter isn't just necessarily a pile of mail that you haven't gone through yet. There's memory clutter, which is sort of inherited, your sentimental stuff. So you have all of that. And that can build up, obviously, over time. And while it seems on the surface to be all well and good and something you should hold on to, that can drag you down. So you should take a rainy Saturday or something and cull through a lot of that. And don't let other people give you their memory clutter. Then you've got everybody.
Yes. It's interesting you say that.
Okay, one second before I go.
Go ahead.
Let me just say what the other one is before we get lost. Then there's the clutter that is the hopes for the future clutter. Now, you might say to yourself, what is that? How could that be clutter? No, things you hold on to because, I'm going to learn. I bought all this stuff and I'm going to learn
20 pounds and wear those pants.
Yes. The treadmill is the classic gigantic hopes for the future clutter, or all the knitting supplies that you were going to learn how to knit 15 years ago.
Art supplies, yes.
Would that be like the craft supply box that I got rid of because I don't actually craft?
Exactly. You think you may need it, you may use it, you may read it even. I mean, the gentleman that lived here, he had a combination of every clutter you could imagine, but he would talk about, I have all my National Geographics. And, they were dating back to 1970 something up to the fridge. And I dog-eared the pages. And I am going to, when I retire, he would say, and he was 86, when I retire, I'm going to read all the articles I've dog-eared. So
wow.
If you have anything remotely similar to that.
Make all the recipes in the Southern Living. Remember those?
Yes. Or keep all your old magazines. And unless Anita and Yvonne and I have graced the pages of the magazine, you are free to throw them out.
Absolutely.
Right? Anita's pile will be quite large. Mine will be very small. Yvonne's is probably much closer to Anita's, but you need to keep those. But other than those, let it go.
So in fact, we were talking about the coffee mug clutter on our podcast several episodes ago. So I thought, hey, I got this clever idea. I'm going to free up some space in my mug drawer because my nice china cups are in this same drawer. So I decided to get rid of all these coffee mugs. So I put them in the place that we give to the lady who cleans our house. She's so fabulous about taking whatever we don't want. And she just hands it out to her friends that, want this or that. I think she just has some place and goes, here, grab what you want. And so I thought, she'll appreciate these mugs. And I thought, we do not need 50 mugs. So my mistake was I set them out while my family was still around.
Oh, no. They're sentimental.
Oh, yes. Yes.
It's so weird how people get attached to mugs. People probably think a lot of things I'm attached to are very strange. But
so all I heard was
the coffee mug thing.
You're getting rid of my coffee mug this nights when I gave 2 gallons of blood to the blood center. And I'm thinking, really? Do you want this while you're drinking coffee? Seriously?
Yeah,
And then,
exactly.
then when that alarm was sounded, then everyone rushed to the pile of mugs. And then I'm like,
to see.
Mom, you're getting rid of this mug? How could you? Of
We
course, the
have
mug
a policy
has-
in our house, no sentimental mugs.
The
No
mug,
sentimental.
Except
these
I do
mugs-
have a decorating tips and tricks one.
Well, that's a business
These
mug.
mugs are not being used. So I was so disappointed. I went in there later after they had grabbed all their mugs, and I'm thinking, you left her one?
I get them back.
Really?
Clanking their mugs back to the cabinet.
Yeah, well, if it
Okay.
happens, I will not be. I'm just going to lay low. I'm not going to announce it on here if it happens again.
Well, yes. And kids are famous for not wanting to let go of
Well,
anything.
and just the mom. Oh, there was this paper mache butterfly, which was cute, that Evie made, and she just left it in my podcast studio. And so I thought, well, I guess she doesn't want it, so I got rid of it. Well, then she found it in the trash, and I was just. What is the matter with you? I said, well, here, take it. I said, I thought you didn't want it. I said, here, take it. Well, I don't want it in my room. I thought, well, then you really
She
don't
made
want
it
it
for
now,
you.
do you? No, it was not mine. It was never given to me. No.
Let it fly away. Well, here's an idea. Well, because, kids, and they have a lot of toys. And I mean, we had so many My Little Ponies, and, I hope I don't regret getting rid of them because they're worth millions at Sotheby's one day. But I learned of a website.
I think you're safe.
I think I might be safe. Although the Rainbow Dash with the British accent, she was pretty fabulous. She could go for a high price. You can rent kids' toys. Now, at first blush, I thought, oh, that's mean. Like, I'm sorry, the rental is up, Johnny. Give me back the truck, But hey, you rotate it out, right? I used to rotate out my kids' toys anyway.
So did I. That's
so
smart.
this is called Play, but with an E. So PLEY.com. And I'll put it in the show notes and see if anybody's interested. I'm not sure how all of it works out. My kids are not really they're more into clothes now than toys. But boy, we went through so many toys, and probably saves you a lot of money. There's probably some sort of subscription or something, but I just looked at it quickly, but check it out. So that's a way to not have every single toy and then keep it for forever, even though they've grown out of the Fisher Price. That stuff can just go back.
And here's another thing. We have a very good secondhand store, consignment store. They have the best toys and babies things. And you can get some really great toys in really good condition. I mean, they're very fussy. And use it for a while and resell it.
Yeah. Yeah.
How smart is that?
Sure.
Because you don't need, like I had, a toy closet built in your basement.
Well, and so I decided also to go through the pantry at the farm because, we kept supplies in case of a nuclear meltdown or something so that we could go out there.
Kept what? In case
nuclear meltdown. I'm just, anyway, just whatever.
Borderline survivalist.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. So I thought, well, it's good to have some food here in case we, just came out here because there's no grocery stores nearby. At 5:00, they board them up. So, you can't do a midnight run out at the farm for Chinese or anything. You can just forget it. So it's nice to have the food there. But then when we come out there, we bring our food.
And you forget you had it. Yeah.
Well, so yeah, I went through and decided anything, that had expired, I was going to get rid of. And let me tell you something. You could put a small child in there now. It's all cleaned out. And I decided not to fill it up again. So it's just kind of bare now. It's nice.
She
It's
tried to put
waiting
me
for
in there when she got
something.
tired of me talking.
Well, you're about the size of a child. So yeah.
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing. If we have a nuclear event, please drop the bomb right on top of me. I do not want to see the world, what it's going to be like and suffer.
Okay. Let's not go up there. We're decorating for wellness today.
Yeah, well, this is supposed to be
I
a
just
happy
had to
one.
throw that in.
Okay, well now we know.
I have
now.
another thing that really promotes wellness. I'm very into, because many of you know, I've had quite a year as far as my ankle, and I've had a bone infection. I was on all these IV antibiotics and all these drugs, and it just has done such a number on me that I've just really detoxified myself, and I'm so committed to using products in my home that are not toxic. Now, there's some things I do use, like I still do use antiperspirant and things like that. I just can't quite go that far. But I think, like if you diffuse essential oils, it's so good for how you feel. A lot of it has really well-being properties to it. And there are so many wonderful products that don't use harsh chemicals. Like I'm very much into the Young Living oil and the Thieves, which is their cleansing line. And it's also an essential oil, and it is just their product, and it has clove and lemon and rosemary and cinnamon. I forget the other things. And it's a wonderful cleaning product, but also it's not harsh. It smells wonderful. It does such a great job without using big chemicals.
Yeah. And listening to the two of you as we've been going through the podcast, these things have come up over and over again as sort of a repeating theme about what you're using in your home, whether it is a cleaning product or candles or things like that. And I've really given a lot more thought to the things that I choose. I didn't always do that. And you just sort of, knee jerked or arm jerked in the supermarket and you grabbed what you always grabbed, or you grabbed what your mom grabbed or something like that. But there's so many better things out there today that you can explore, and that will add to the sense of wellness and well-being that you're trying to propagate in your home. There were a couple of scents that I've read about that really, and I'm sure that there's essential oils for them, and Yvonne could be your source for that. But just in general, neroli, which is the flowers of they come from the flowers of the bitter orange tree. That's supposed to really help with anxiety. And then bergamot, which I love. I love Earl Grey tea. When I'm not drinking PG Tips, Earl Grey is my go-to tea and was for years. That is from the rind of the bitter orange, the actual fruit itself. And that is also supposed to help you sort of just clear your mind and see the positive.
Girls, I have a laundry list of things, of oils and what they do.
Yeah.
And it is amazing. And if I could pick my top 5, well, I'd pick Thieves. I'm just such a fan of Thieves. I'd pick peppermint, lavender, any of the citrus. I really like tangerine. It's really good for you. Frankincense is awesome for you. And here's what I do. I found one kind of a lotion that I love, and I put essential oils. Frankincense is so good for your skin. It has really great benefits for it. And I put some frankincense oil and some peppermint oil just because I love that fresh feeling. Shake it all up. And then when I put this lotion on, I've got these wonderful essential oils.
See, and you don't even need to know a wise man to get frankincense. You could just
that's exactly. Well, you do a wise woman, maybe
a wise woman,
and then use the essential oils to spray your linens rather than those room sprays that when you spray them, you then have a headache. If anybody has a
Glade Solid, I want you to go rip that out of the
Okay, well,
that
that's not our favorite, but if you love it, we're not going to tell you can't use it.
But it might hurt you. I don't want you to have that. Don't you just love a great recommendation from a friend? Well, we're delighted to be recommending these companies and their wonderful products to you today. And let them know your friends at DTT sent you. Go ahead, clean out your closet, then head straight to Quince. I love every item Quince offers, from wardrobe to decor, and I can really recommend their Ultra Stretch Super Wide Leg Pant at $49.90. The price is unbeatable, and the look is so flattering. It keeps you in on top and flares out of the bottom. Everything feels right with Quince. The price, the quality, and the sustainability. Quince offers a range of luxury wardrobe and home goods at prices within reach. And like Quince's clothing, their home goods are priced 50 to 80% less than similar brands. Quince only works with factories that use safe, ethical, and responsible manufacturing practices, along with premium fabrics and finishes. Once you've cleaned out your closet and refreshed with Quince, you can also add something to your home decor. So give your wardrobe and your home the refresh it needs with Quince. Go to quince.com/DTT to get free shipping and 365-day returns on your next order. That's Quince, QUINCE.com/DTT for free shipping and 365-day returns. Quince.com/DTT. And let me know how you love those pants. BritBox just keeps getting better. The new Archie is amazing. And it's not the comics. It's about Cary Grant. Archie is the brand new limited series starring Jason Isaacs as Archie Leach, the man who became Cary Grant. From the award-winning screenwriter of Philomena, Archie tells Grant's born in Britain, made in Hollywood story, the dramatic grit to glamour transformation that led him to become one of the most famous people in the world. You are going to absolutely love the acting, but also the styling, the outfits, the scenery. It's the first time his story has been told in collaboration with his daughter Jennifer Grant and ex-wife Diane Cannon. The performances from Jason Isaacs and the rest of the cast are amazing, and it's only available on BritBox. So sign up for BritBox today to stream Archie and other fan favorites from any device. And we have a special limited time offer for our U.S. and Canadian listeners. Get 50% off, yes, that's 50% off your first month when you sign up for a monthly plan. But only if you go to BritBox.com and use our promotion code DTT at checkout. You're going to love Archie. So head over right now and get 50% off your first month of BritBox. Use the promotion code DTT at BritBox.com. So yeah, there's so many things that you can do in your home. Top of the line, top of the list would be purging and decluttering for sure for me, and cleaning and all of that. But there are so many things that you can be doing to decorate and design your home for wellness. And it is so important. You're going to find peace. You're going to find you're eating better. You're sleeping better. You're going to find that you actually are saving time. So you have time for other endeavors like, you know, hanging out with your kids or taking your dog for a walk or sitting peacefully in a lovely spot in your house. And ultimately that adds up to being a happier person.
Well, how about this? Have you thought about like filtering your water? If you're in the city, there's no telling what is in your water. And, you know, to mask everything, to kill it, then they load it up with chlorine. I mean, and imagine, you're drinking probably water with chlorine in it, which isn't a very pleasant thought either.
Chemicals, whether natural or added.
Right. A bunch of other things. So, one of the things you can do is have some water delivered to your house, or you can get these really like the reverse osmosis filters for your house. Kelly saw this up front and personal. We take all these water jugs to the farm and we fill it up with from our well there and then bring it back to the city. And, I'm thinking my 20-year-old, she won't even notice the taste, because water does have a taste, and the water from the farm, it just tastes better because it's, full of minerals and it's very alkaline. But I was shocked when Evie said, Mom, because we ran out of water a few weeks ago, the farm water. She said, Mom, this city water tastes awful. It was just very interesting to me that she noticed it, because I think there's so many of us, so much of my life, I drank the water and didn't even pay attention to the flavor.
Yeah, there are so many things, just like we're saying with the cleaning supplies and things like that. So think about your water. If you're doing a redesign in your kitchen, maybe you want to have some sort of filtration system put in. There are so many on the market now, and they used to be really, really expensive and sort of maybe was not something you could include. But now I think they have such a variety of ways you could do that. It's probably reasonable. And maybe if you find it so important, you work it into the budget somehow. Take a look under your sink or wherever you keep your cleaning supplies. Look at some of the stuff. If it's super, super toxic, get rid of it. Find the right way to dispose of it. Get rid of it. Look around your house. Is there clutter that's distracting you and giving you stress? Get rid of it. If you have candles that you like, oh, this is a great candle. Oh, it's $5.99. Probably not the best candle for you to be burning. Look at those, even though, and if it smells like cupcakes or something, get rid of it.
What about this? Speaking of this, because I store your food in glass containers.
Yes, which I do.
And I
Mm-hmm.
can't remember what happened, but I realized I yelled this one time at Kevin, and I can't even remember what it was, but I just remember because after I said it, I thought it sounded really like I was some sort of bizarre person. But I said, don't you know that, like, how could you be buying something plastic? I said, don't you know one of my life goals is to get rid of plastic in my house?
Hashtag life goal. No, but it's true. I mean, I'm not there. We still have things in plastic and, we leave the cereal in the cardboard box and whatnot like that. But, it's definitely something to consider. And all these things, even if you decide, oh, this month I'm going to do one thing and next month I'm going to try something else. And even if you end up just doing that one thing over the course of time, day in and day out is going to make a difference in your life.
Kelly, that is such a good idea. That's a very good plan. Pick one thing and do it for your well-being. Even if it's like decorating, say I'm going to rip out the carpet in my living room and put hardwood floors down real hardwood floors, because that's better for me than all the dust, pollen, mites.
Yeah, and if you have allergies,
everything
that carpet's probably not doing you any favors.
No. Oh my gosh. Yeah. We first moved in here and I did tell the gentleman, I was like, my daughter has terrible allergies. She doesn't have terrible allergies, but she does have allergies. But I didn't want him to be insulted because I didn't want any one of us, allergy ridden or not, to come in and have that carpet on the stairs still be there. So I had it taken out. He let me take it out before we even closed because it was so gross.
Oh.
Yeah. And what a difference. I mean, all that would have been in the air. Terrible. So yeah, think about, make a list of priorities for yourself. If you're, along with us and you do agree that decorating and design can really promote the wellness of yourself and your family, pick one thing that we've talked about today or come up with one of your own and let us know what that is, because I'm sure we haven't thought about everything that we could be tackling or hashtag, life goals for. And let us know in an email what you're going to be doing to
But
improve.
even wood, they were saying, oh, it's not as, you can't sanitize it like glass. But from what I've read, actually, if you're cutting meat or something, that a lot of the bacteria gets trapped in the wood. And so, I mean, there's just all these natural products, natural things made from natural elements have these good properties that really often are better than the synthetic things that man makes.
I'll tell you that one thing that I did that really it was because you girls so loved it is you had linen sheets and you kept telling me how wonderful they were. Maybe it's not been 2 years, but coming up on, I got my first pair of linen sheets. And what a difference that made. Well, here I've come to read and find out how good it is to sleep in linen and how good it is for you. I'm not saying that cotton isn't, but the sheets I'm buying were like the sheets at the big box stores because they were so inexpensive. And that was not the way to go. And I do get a better night's sleep on my linen sheets, and they do have antibacterial properties. So it's, that is just something that just that little change in my life. It was a little more costly, but I'm going to have those sheets a lot longer than I'll have the other sheets that I got at the big box store.
Oh, for sure. I so agree. Yeah, I definitely sleep better on those linen sheets. And yeah, and I've gone through so many sets of sheets over the years, and, they're pilly or, how do they make, if they're buying inexpensive sheets and they're that sateen, there is sateen because, the fibers are processed a certain way, but then there's cheap sateen that they're just manufacturing that way by coating it with something. You don't want to be sleeping on that.
Oh, well, and I feel like I need to bring this up while we're talking about wellness. If you love antique and vintage dishes like we do, you might want to invest in a lead test kit, because it's only happened to me once or twice, but on occasion, the old hand-painted dishes do have lead paint in them. So if you're buying vintage, it doesn't hurt to just buy a kit and check it out before you actually use any of those old dishes to eat off of.
Anita, that's a very good point. And if you like architectural pieces, old things as well, I have shutters in my house. I seal them because for sure I'm thinking they probably have lead paint.
Green Chef is a delicious delight any time of year, but especially during the holidays. What a wonderful vision to behold as the Green Chef boxes on your doorstep. Green Chef is the #1 meal kit for eating well. And it makes eating well so easy with plans to fit every lifestyle, whether you're keto, paleo, vegan, vegetarian, gluten-free, or just looking to eat a more balanced diet. So let Green Chef take the work out of eating clean this holiday season. And if you've got guests coming, shop Green Bundles. They're now available at the Green Market. It's your one-stop shop for nutritious grab-and-go breakfast, including vegan options, brunch kits, wholesome lunches, ready-to-eat snacks, veggie sides, and more. You can feel your best this December and do your best with Green Chef because they offset 100% of the delivery emissions as well as 100% of the plastic in every box. Go to greenchef.com/60DTT and use the code 60DTT and get 60% off plus 20% off your next 2 months. greenchef.com/60DTT and use the code 60DTT to get 60% off plus 20% off your next 2 months. Pesto pork chops over Parmesan polenta. Not that easy to say, but oh so easy to make with Green Chef. Green Chef is the #1 meal kit company for eating well, and we have such a great deal for you. You're going to save $250. Listen on for the details on that. Green Chef makes eating well easy for any lifestyle, whether you're keto, paleo, vegan, vegetarian, gluten-free, or just looking to eat more balanced meals. You know, we're getting into the busy holiday season, so it's a perfect time to have Green Chef help you out. Let Green Chef take the work out of eating clean this holiday season with their chef-crafted, nutritionist-approved recipes featuring fresh ingredients and nothing artificial. And you know what? You don't have to lose track of your healthy eating habits during the holidays. Every Green Chef customer gets a free session with their registered dietitians who will walk you through how to make clean eating work for you. So sign up for your free session and start on the road towards better health today. And that deal I want to tell you about, visit greenchef.com/DTT250 and use the code DTT250 for $250 off your order. So that's greenchef.com/DTT250 and use the code DTT250 for $250 off your order.
And if you seal them and you just have to be very careful when you're bringing older things into your house because it will affect your wellness.
Right. No licking. Your architectural
no biting, no eating.
Right.
Well, don't sand it. You don't want it airborne. So you don't want to sand it.
Exactly.
Or if you have one of those popcorn ceilings, which we had in our old house, the reason I left it is because a lot of times they have
Is there another reason why you had to leave? You painted it the wrong color and it had a popcorn ceiling, now we find out?
I had to go.
Of course you had to go. In the cover of darkness. Right.
Yeah, and have those taken down by a professional because you're working with other bad stuff. I've seen them take it down and they wear those big masks and everything.
Oh yeah, when somebody comes in with a hazmat suit, you're like, oh wow,
yeah, exactly.
Maybe I shouldn't be living under this. Let me think.
But this is all to say that I think that if you decorate and you stock your home smartly with things that are friendly for your body and friendly for your health and give you a feeling of well-being and sanctuary, that really does add to your overall well-being and wellness. And so we're tending to decorate that way, and we're going more natural with things. And we just hope you do too, because we care about you. And we also are here to inspire you to create a beautiful home. Until next time.
Hey everybody, we want to thank you so much for listening to Decorating Tips and Tricks. And we want to make it even easier for you to listen. And it's easier if you subscribe. You just click the subscribe button on our website, www.decoratingtipsandtricks.com, or you can subscribe through Apple Podcast or any of your favorite podcast listeners. When you subscribe, DTT comes free right to you 3 days a week. So until next time.